What's good, YouTube? This your man Spill Dog. Man, we're gonna talk about this resume from Bud Crawford. He finna fight Spence, and everybody keep telling me that it's a 50-50 fight, that it ain't that big a difference, and woo woo woo. We gonna run it. Let's just talk about the ones he won his titles from. We smoking Bud today. All right, we just gonna talk about where he got the titles at. That's it for right now. All right, the first title at 135, he beat the boy. What was his name? Ricky Burns. B-level fight. I give him that. The next title fight was against Thomas Delorme. Yeah, y'all all know who that is. The third, that's at 140. I think his first title at 140. His second title at 140. He beat Victor Postol. I would say Delorme is a high C, low B level fighter. That's accurate. I would give Victor Postol a solid B. I would a solid B level fighter. Who Julius Indongo or whatever his name is? That's how he got undisputed at 140 pounds. I give him a solid B maybe, but I mean he got no defense. Just you have to go watch him fight if you ain't seen him fight. I watch the fight. Then he go to 147. He fight Jeff Horn. That's where he get his title at. Now we got Ricky Burns, Thomas Delorme, Victor Postol, Julius Ndongo, and Jeff Horn. It ain't even a real solid B plus fighter on that list. These is C and B level fighters that he got through these divisions at just the right time and got these belts. He can't help who had the belts, but I can't either. So we gonna say those how he got his championships. Fights in between, I say that the highlighted ones I would go Gamboa, Ray Beltran, Felix Diaz, and these dudes try to bring up Felix Diaz and Gamboa. Well, only thing they really accomplished is in the amateurs. They ain't really done shit in the pros. They living off their amateur name, and I don't have a problem with it. But what make me have a problem with it is when I speak on Crawford losing twice to Ugas and Crawford losing to Danny Garcia in the amateurs, they don't matter then. But Gamboa, that's really his only claim to fame, to be completely honest, his amateur record, and vice versa for Felix Diaz. They haven't really panned out the same way in the professional ranks. Now, let's see, Kell Brooks, Sean Porter, Ray Beltran, Gamboa, Kell and Sean Porter. Mean Machine. Ain't nothing on there. Top quality, nothing. Just the title fights alone. Ricky Burns, Delorme, Thomas Delorme, Victor Postol, and Dongo, and Jeff Horn. What about that sound like pound for pound? Just be for real, to be honest. Do that sound like a pound for pound fighters list? No, it do not. That sound like, some good fights, but you telling me Danny Garcia can't beat every one of them. You telling me Sean Porter can't beat every one of them. You telling me Mikey Garcia wouldn't have beat every single one of them. You telling me Lamont Peterson wouldn't have beat every single one of them. You telling me that Kell Brook would have beat every single one of them. All the dudes, damn near Earl last 5-6 fights, every fighter he got beat everybody he got his titles from. So what about that make him ready for Errol Spence? Tell me how fighting them dudes and right there say he should be favored over Errol Spence or even 50-50 on anything other than paper because both of them undefeated. Outside of that, where's this an even matchup at? You damn sure can't say in competition And you really can't say in skill until you start fighting top competition. This to me, this to me, and the Ricky Burns fight is decent, but this to me is gonna be Earl, I'm gonna say Bud's first welterweight title fight. This is gonna be to me his first welterweight title fight, and just being truthful, his first fight. And y'all want me to believe because Top Rank, he was their best fighter before they got their hands on Tyson Fury and Shakur Stevenson and Lomachenko. It was Lomachenko first and Tyson Fury. And I think that's why Bud left. We'll get into that in a minute. But Bud was their best fighter until Lomachenko and Tyson Fury came on the scene. And it wasn't that Bob wasn't thinking about Bud no more. You heard the names I said he fought. You can't, don't nobody want to see that shit right there. Not on pay-per-view. You can't sell them fights and make top dollar fighting them type fighters. It just ain't gonna happen like that. You gotta fight somebody. In order for your promoter, especially when they took care of you like that to make some money, you gotta go out there and have a few tough fights for them now. And Bud, you turning down fights from what Bob Arum saying, and he couldn't make no money. He see Lomachenko and Tyson Fury. Shit, I think he was, I think Bud just wasn't feeling the love no more because when you listen to the people that he got to fight for a championship, and the rankings that he got for fighting these fighters, you gotta know that come from because he fought for Bob Arum and Top Rank, and they had that contract with ESPN. Outside of that, shit, he wouldn't even be considered for no damn fight like this. So from that standpoint, he definitely a good businessman. And then you remember, over a year before his contract was up with Top Rank, all he did was complain. And as soon as his contract was up, what did he do? Resign. Seemed like to me to stay from over there where that heat was at. I just don't see how. You can call a guy pound for pound. I never say that he ain't a good fighter. He might be a great one. But how can you call somebody great and they ain't had no great fights? Real talk. How can you call somebody? Which one of them dudes between Ricky Burns, Victor Postol, and Dongo, Thomas Delorme, and Jeff Horn? Which one of them dudes that you think people don't forgot about them now, but definitely later on the time, which one of them dudes do you think anybody gonna remember? Other than maybe because Crawford beat him. Other than their family and friends, ain't nobody thinking about them dudes he fought. That's why he couldn't sell no pay-per-view. You ain't fighting shit. Don't nobody want to see that shit right there. But he made a lot of money doing it. And from that standpoint, I gotta give him respect for that and give him his props. But I ain't finna sit up there and give him that type of credit and say, we're on the same level as Errol Spence and he ain't fighting them caliber fighters. And then your first fight away from Top Rank, you fight Avanasian. That let me know he been borderline protected and ain't willing to take not nowhere close to a chance of a real fight. I can't respect that like that. It's not nothing against him, but that was very, very, very man. That was man. That was disrespect to your loyal fans to bring some shit like that in the ring and play like that was a real fight. And all these guys over here, you could have picked somebody in the top 5 and fought them. What you say you is, you supposed to be able to blow through them dudes. You shouldn't have to need to do no shit like that. Errol Spence don't even fight them type fights. But y'all say this dude is 50-50. Only thing 50-50 about this is they record. And I really feel like after this fight over and Bud go home and really sit down and think about it, he may call Bob Arum and apologize because Bob Arum took good care of that boy from where I'm sitting. Unless he was fucking him good with the money. Man, you done had the easiest ride out of any champion I done seen in a very long time. For them to be the guys you fought to get your belts. You gotta be kidding me. You ain't got it's not a Hall of Famer on that list. Not an A-lister on that list. Mikey Garcia, 4th division champion, he going to the Hall of Fame. Danny Garcia, 2 division champion, he got a chance. Sean Porter's a 2 division champion. Kell Brook was the welterweight champion. Lamont Peterson is a 2 or 3 division champion. You know, he was fighting real fighters. Linda Bundu used to be the welterweight champion. All these dudes was real fighters. Even Chris Algieri would beat most of them guys. Crawford fought, if you just being honest with yourself. And you cannot be realistic and say, fighting them dudes, you deserve to be pound for pound for looking good for knocking out a bunch of dudes that's supposed to get knocked out. Tell me which one of them Spence would have probably put out of boxing. Real talk. So when y'all tell me this is an even fight and watch, I'm gonna be surprised. I ain't gonna be surprised that shit. I'm sure of that. All I'm gonna be surprised of is how many people fell for the banana in the tailpipe on this one. That's what I'm gonna be surprised of. A lot of dudes who profess to know boxing. You just heard the list I ran down. Ain't nowhere in the hell you call that somebody that's gonna be prepared to fight Errol Spence. Fighting that lower level of competition for your entire career. I don't see how that don't show up in this fight somewhere. That's why his defense is so irresponsible. That's why he ran from post-stall that night. Because he ain't fighting real. The dudes he fighting, they ain't really, they ain't no threat to nobody. But, you know, we gonna see how this thing play out. You know, I got a feeling once the fight start, 2 to 3 rounds into it, it's gonna be damn near evident who the boss in that ring is, and a lot of people gonna be really feeling bad about this. Cause if it be a long fight, and if he go 12 rounds with Spence and make him beat him up like that, then it won't be no second fight. I doubt very seriously he'll want to get back in there and get no more of that. But that's it for me on this video. Like the video, like and subscribe. Till next time, it's your boy Spill Dog. I'm out.